Welcome to the Power Chamber podcast.
The only podcast, the only PCP that fucking always comes with cheese.
You know what? I don't know why I'm surprised by those anymore.
It's okay, I got it.
I mean, they're all weird and just what, and so.
Yes, they're always weird.
So we have a lot to talk about on this episode of the podcast.
We do. Firstly, a happy Halloween.
It's October.
It is.
Spooktober.
No.
Oh. Got the crop of horror
what
films
does that
coming
mean?
out.
Yeah, we do. It's horror season. Gotta love it. Fucking Hollywood horror movies, man.
Yeah.
Yay.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, the marked ones, which
No, the other one.
Or yeah, the Ghost Dimension. That's the one.
Go.
Sorry, the marked ones was the last one.
Yeah.
This one, I saw a couple of things in the trailer. I'm not sure how to feel about them.
Okay.
Like the whole, this camera picks up things that people can't see, and then it's like the Blob or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Goose?
What? Why?
Because
like the entire concept of those movies is to feel that shroud of mystery.
Yeah.
So that when shit goes down, you know. But anyway.
But they've run out of ideas, man.
They have. Welcome Paranormal Activity to the Saw franchise. Seriously, the same thing happened to Saw. They had an idea and they went too far with it.
Okay.
They couldn't figure out where the stopping point was. But I think that's the norm for horror movies, because Nightmare on Elm Street also did it.
Yeah. Along with Friday the 13th.
Along with Friday the 13th. God, I hate. Did you see Friday 8? That is the worst movie.
Which one is that?
Jason Takes Manhattan.
No, I didn't actually see that one.
Terrible. It's really bad. Like, it's so bad you should see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last one of those movies I saw was Jason Goes to Hell.
That was 9.
And then I watched Jason X.
Yeah, Jason 10.
And then there was Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep. And then
that's about it.
2009 remake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we saw together.
Yeah.
You saw it twice.
Yeah, I saw it twice. It was terrible both times.
Yeah.
I don't know why that movie failed as hard as it did.
Well, because it was half a porno.
Yeah, but that's, like, you have to have that scene in the movie.
No, you have to have those. You have to have horny teenagers in the movie.
No, you have to have them having sex. In the Friday the 13th movies, it's a formula.
Yeah, but like they go full on.
Yeah, they do. They take a long time with it. It lingers for a while.
Those sex scenes last. Like they complete themselves.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so it's very bizarre.
I agree.
And then there's the whole, Jason's running now, and.
Yeah, which I didn't have a problem with huge, like, fucking speed Jason.
Yeah, and then he said traps.
Yeah, that was weird. He lived in a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
It was just completely destroy the fucking supernatural aspect that we were going for 10, 11 fucking movies.
Let's just go with 20 years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
But, I mean, we've had good ones, Well, I guess not good ones, though.
I guess you can argue that
Evil
it was a
Dead
remake.
hasn't gone too far with it, though. They've only had, 4 movies.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna get another one.
Because
I guess Evil
series.
Dead, the movie didn't do all that well. But they did get the series.
No, they're still going forward with that, because that was still...
What is her name?
Which one?
The girl from the Evil Dead movies.
Oh, you know what?
Girl Ash.
Yeah. I don't know her name, actually.
Nope.
I was going to go with Jane,
forgot.
and then I thought of Jen, and that was the end of that.
It was over. We literally just finished Time Force.
Yeah.
But going off of the other horror movies that took too long, what do you got? Nothing?
Well, like I said...
Child's Play. That also happened.
Yeah, that went on.
They saved themselves, though,
6 movies,
with
yeah.
Curse.
Yeah.
Curse was pretty good.
Though that's because I feel like that was just Brad Dourif being like, we should do this.
Yeah, Brad Dourif absolutely makes that movie. Well, no, Fiona Dourif makes that movie, but that's not the
Dourifs make that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
we have that. Yeah, and then you mentioned Saw.
I did mention Saw.
Which, man,
those movies started off really strong.
I've seen the first 4. And then I watched reviews for all 7, and what I realized is that they get really convoluted and really complicated.
Mm-hmm. There were only 7? God.
Yeah.
It felt like it took
Carrie
forever.
Elways is in the last one.
Yep. I saw them. No, I saw them all.
They have like a cult of Jigsaw or something. I don't know what the hell.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I do like the first movie.
The first movie's pretty good.
The trilogy I thought was pretty well done.
I agree. I agree. See, movie 4 was where they should have just not gone through with it.
Well, I mean, because he's dead is the thing.
Yeah. But there's so many unanswered questions that nobody wants to know the fucking answer to.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
It's very weird. Trying to think, because we have the Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Halloween.
has, I don't even know how many movies.
I'm going to go with 20, because the last movie was called H2O.
They do kind of have a leg up because they did get a sequel to the remake.
Yeah, but it was solely produced by one dude.
No, it was
I would have
solely
rather gotten
produced by
another
the
fucking
studio.
Transformers movie.
I know.
Is Transformers one of those movies? Has it reached the level?
You want to know why?
It's not
though?
limited to horror
The weird
movies.
part about that movie is that, like, and I've heard this because I watched a review for it recently, and that movie is terrible. But Rob Zombie came back to do the sequel.
Yeah.
Because the studio was going to make it anyway, and he didn't want anybody to tramp on his vision.
What vision?
Yeah. That, people are assholes, and if you're an asshole, then you create a monster, or whatever the hell that movie was about.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on.
What ended up happening, and then he wanted Laurie to be the killer.
Yeah.
Which didn't end up, which the studio was just like, no.
That's terrible.
And then we just have this gigantic clusterfuck of a movie where the director doesn't give a shit, and
yeah,
it is just the worst
fucking
thing.
Rob Zombie and Eli Roth are my
the worst.
equivalent.
Yeah, that they are.
Your reaction to anything Michael Bay does. I'm not a fan of Tim Burton.
Yeah, that Dumbo movie, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
That movie is gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna do something. But you know what? People are still gonna watch it, and they're gonna fucking get him to do another movie. What do you think he's gonna do after Dumbo?
Well, he did.
Bambi. Could we get a live action Bambi movie directed by Tim Burton?
Have you seen that, man? The Bambi trailer with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh
Bambi?
Yeah, I did see that.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just because they just go for it and just point out why this is a terrible idea.
Yep. Jeez.
And it's weird because Tim Burton's last movie was a biopic called Big Eyes, was with Amy Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was pretty good. Because I love
biopic.
I love Big Fish. That movie is amazing.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that Ewan McGregor's like a criminally underrated actor.
Yeah. Wait, why? Would it be a discredit?
No, it's not.
I didn't think so.
It's just that he doesn't pick good projects. He's good in them, but he doesn't pick good projects.
Yeah.
Like after Big Fish, I think he did Star Wars.
What was the name
for
of that
3
movie?
movies.
Oh yeah, I Love You, Philip Morris. I think
Oh
is what it was
yeah,
called.
that's right. He did. I haven't seen that one. I did watch a scene from it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
It's actually damn entertaining.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor. What more could you ask for?
Yeah. Which is quite an interesting pairing for them because
yeah,
we've had different versions of Jim Carrey as of recent. Because I think the last Jim Carrey movie that I kind of semi saw was the Mr. Popper's Penguins, and that's only because I was at a drive-in, and that's what everybody else was watching while I was just in the front seat watching Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, right.
For the Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And
Harry Potter's one of those movies, too. They should have quit somewhere at
it's
some
a
point.
book series, though. You have to complete the story.
That's not a great idea for movies, though. Like, nobody wants to watch all, 13, 12
They're not
Nightmare on Elm
bad
Street
movies, though, are the Harry Potter ones.
Well, no, they don't start off bad, but Prisoner of Azkaban sucked.
No,
that might have been my impression of the book.
No, Prisoner of Azkaban has a tone shift, which is the weird part.
Well, it's because they got a new director.
Like a massive
and
tone
they were like,
shift.
fuck it. And the guy did not give a shit. He was like, fuck it, I already got paid.
And then
They'll fix it in the next movie.
It keeps that same color palette like through the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
Like a comic book.
Yeah.
Except for, terrible.
I'm trying to think of what is another horror franchise that went on too long. I think those are the big ones, right?
Yeah, those are the big ones. Texas Chainsaw Massacre only got like 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah, and then they got the remakes.
Oh, yeah, all 4 of them. God.
Yeah, and I do legitimately like the 2006 remake better than I like the original film.
Yeah. What about Tremors?
No, well,
And weren't there like 7 of those?
No, there were 4 of those movies, and they're thinking about making another one.
Oh, okay.
So, but that was kind of like a B movie franchise.
Oh, okay. So if you're
Jaws kind of reaches that point.
They only have 4.
Yeah, but Jaws: The Revenge was the plot is that the shark is hunting down this specific family.
What about The Exorcist?
No.
The Omen.
Well, actually, The Exorcist kinda.
Oh, they're almost there.
Because they
did have that.
They've released like 4 movies. Actually, I think they've released like 5 movies, and 2 of them have been prequels.
Yeah. The one of them was made in like 2004.
And I've seen 4 of them. I didn't see Dominion.
I don't think I saw Dominion.
I don't think I saw Exorcist 2 either.
The Heretic I did see. I made a point to watch all of those movies. That's why I found Legion.
Oh,
best goddamn movie ever.
Good job on that, because that movie's amazing.
It is. It's good. It's so good. It's the best of the series, in my opinion.
It is, because you have the just great scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Brad Dourif, man, that guy is criminally underrated as an actor.
He is. But that's because he's kind of like a horror icon, so he just does any horror movie.
Yeah.
No matter what it was. Like, I think he was in Critters 4. That's also a franchise that went on too long.
He was also in American Psycho 2, which just didn't need to happen.
What?
Mila Kunis is in that movie.
Yeah, and so is William Shatner.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then
it's weird.
The Leprechaun, also a franchise that I think probably went on too long.
Really?
Because you really can only make 3 of those movies.
I think it's a B movie. I think that's why you get infinite goddamn movies.
Well, yeah, but it just gets weird at a point, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they make another goddamn Sharknado or Piranha movie,
I guess you would also count Alien in that market too.
That went too long. Because Predator got 2 movies that were actually not bad either of them.
Because the first Predator's good, and the
second Predator,
the second one is very underrated.
It does what it's
film.
supposed to.
Yeah, and that the result of the Predator franchise is that bitchin' Predator game, Concrete Jungle, which is just the best thing.
For the original Xbox.
Yeah, like make that into a movie, and I'll watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. A science fiction film with well, I don't know. Predator didn't get just the first 2 movies. I just remembered Predators.
Yeah, well, because it got the first 2, then it got the AVP 1 and 2.
Requiem.
Those movies.
Yeah.
Well, I like AVP as a.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
It's a good film because if you're gonna have these 2 fight each other, of course it's gonna be in an ancient pyramid underground.
Yeah.
Just because, so we can have those corridors for Alien, for the xenomorph to just kind of move through.
Yeah.
And then the sequel is awful.
Requiem
it is one of the worst things.
It was a really large misstep.
No.
It's like they forgot about it. It's like we're gonna put a teaser at the end of the movie and then not release another one for like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, it took like 3 years, before that movie came out.
They're
and
like,
then
oh shit, we gotta make this movie already.
It's like they're released in the city, so all the stuff with the claustrophobic nature of the
first movie,
the Alien, is just gone.
Sure, yeah.
And the hunting nature of the Predator is still semi there, but we also got to focus on like 15 people because this is the Alien franchise. Well, I guess both franchises, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the movie is just terribly shot. Like, my God, I cannot see what the hell is going on in that movie.
I never thought about that before, but I guess the horror element of the Alien movies comes from not being able to escape.
Yeah.
That's they're trapped on a spaceship
Yeah.
with this thing. That's the horrifying part.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even Aliens, which is an action film, it still has, corridors and...
God damn it, again with Brad
Should be a
Dourif
lot
in the
of-
franchise.
No, Brad Dourif was in Resurrection.
Yeah.
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 Which was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. That movie's kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Joss Whedon wrote that movie.
Really? Alright.
Well, what ended up happening is he wrote a script and then he turned it into the studio and they were like, yeah, we don't like this. Make another one in 2 weeks.
Okay. That's
Because
fucked.
his original idea was to be on the Xenomorph planet. And it
Oh,
wasn't going to have
dude.
Ripley in it. And they were like, well, we can't have that. You have to, but she's dead at the end of the, we'll clone her or something. Bring her back. I don't care how you do it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
What's another one? Well, yeah, because we have that Predators came out, which isn't terrible.
It's not good.
It's not. There's two really good scenes. The Predator squaring off against the Yakuza dude, which is really cool.
It's super cool.
And the other Predator tearing against the Russian guy was super cool. And those are really good scenes in that movie.
Where the hell was Kevin Nash? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't have that guy there because this is Adrian Brody.
I heard that Kevin Nash was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel.
Really?
Yeah, Secret of the Ooze.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie again.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
let me try to think of another one.
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, did we kind of cover the whole gambit on that?
We did.
Okay.
We covered the Nexus.
Sure. So let's go ahead and move on to...
The point that we were trying to make here
Right.
is that you can't just keep spitting out movies. Paranormal Activity.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had a point to this.
Yeah.
Because now, since the found footage genre has happened...
Yeah, which...
And this is really a combination of the found footage and Saw. Because Saw those movies came out every year.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a Halloween thing.
Yeah. And so, same thing with Paranormal Activity is what they're doing now. Which is why they have to keep the franchise going, because it's tradition or something like that.
I have no idea, but at some point you gotta realize that nobody's gonna come to see this movie.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do, is just quit watching shitty movies.
That's what I did with the Extinction.
Extinction?
I didn't watch that movie. The Age of Extinction.
Oh, right, yeah. No, me neither.
Transformers 4.
I think I quit. No, I saw the third one.
Yeah.
It was dumb.
Because it was one of it's the same friggin'... I guess the tipping point for me on that movie is that it was the same thing, except they ripped off Transformers Prime. And I'm like, well, no. So, there's that.
I thought Shia LaBeouf was the guy from Saved by the Bell for a long time.
Which one?
The lead.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to think of his name.
Corey, that's all I got.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
No,
That's not
it. Fred Savage, that's also not it. But anyway, it's weird because we
Boy Meets World.
You know, this is actually an interesting point that we can bring up. Movies can die off after, I don't know, 5? You think 5 would be the point where you're like,
well,
after that, that's just not worth it anymore.
It's difficult to keep a franchise going after a trilogy has been completed.
Yeah, it is, but it can be done, as proved by Zia. Because there were 3 seasons of MMPR. I'm calling it the trilogy.
But they changed the structure of the show because it was a cost-saving measure.
Right, but it can be done.
Yeah,
what I was going to say is Power Rangers can have 22 goddamn seasons.
Yeah, we're on season 22.
And they're still going strong, man. I don't think this franchise is going to die out anytime soon.
No.
Especially with the movie coming out.
Yeah.
Dude.
I really hope that actually kickstarts.
They got
something.
a chick who looks exactly like Amy Jo to play the Pink Ranger.
Yeah, I did see that. I was like, huh.
It was weird.
I don't know who this chick is or anything that she's been in, really.
Nope.
which I guess I'm not
Aren't
supposed
they?
to.
Yeah, I was
because-
going to say they're all originals.
No, they're all unknown
New faces.
Yeah,
Babies.
it's not that they're inexperienced; they're just unknown.
Oh, okay, sure.
So that's what the director was going for. I'm really hoping because
What I want to not have happen
Yeah.
is a Fantastic Four.
Yep.
That's what I would like to avoid with this movie.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point. My deal is that I want something to legitimize this
this
franchise because here now the thing has been on the show or on air for over 20 years.
Yep.
This is a legitimate, stable franchise, yet, and even in the superhero heyday, it's still seen as a kid show.
Yeah, it's weird
And
because there are
even
really
held
good
over Ninja Turtles, held over by Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's true. What the hell?
You know why? Because those things got movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're finally gonna get a movie.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be terrible is the thing, because you need something to legitimize this franchise.
Well, I mean, the product itself legitimizes it.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people haven't, rewatched it like we have and actually looked at it and seen like, these are legitimately good stories that are being told.
Yeah.
Several people, even in the fandom, have not seen The Jungle Fury.
Well, I mean, that's Overdrive's fault.
I know.
That's also Mystic Force's fault. Because I didn't watch an episode of Mystic Force.
Yeah, it's not good. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But that's what I want from the movie is to legitimize. With a movie like Pacific Rim that came out, you'd think that people wouldn't be like, "Oh, this is kid stuff." But people are still like that because, again, this has been...
This isn't a Nickelodeon-produced film, I just realized, we're not going to have any of that bantering to the children stuff.
No. But it's still going to be PG-13.
Obviously. I mean, it's still going to have the PR logo on it.
Yeah.
So, you can't completely eliminate it, but you can...
I'd like to see what the title is going to be because it just... it's seen as the Power Rangers reboot film. I don't know if it's actually going to be called,
The Mighty Morphin
Power Rangers or just Power Rangers or MMPR.
Yeah, well, I mean, people
like
are going to refer to it as MMPR
if
it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
It could just be called The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I would be absolutely into.
I know that they came out with movies in the theater that were released, with the first movie and then Turbo, but those were released by the people who were making the show, though.
Yeah. People don't understand that being a kid show does not excuse it from having good storytelling.
Yeah.
It excuses it from having better actors, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Dana. God.
I know. I saw
Nick.
It. What?
Nick, Dana. She's just so... plastic.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because I watched the behind the scenes and she had to audition 8 times to get that role. And I'm like,
who did you beat out?
Yeah. Because I don't know, I don't understand how that works, but but we've had legitimately good actors in this show. We had Time Force has really good actors in it. Jungle Fury
has amazing actors.
Everybody's good in that show.
Yeah.
And for the most part, Dino Charge is that way now.
Yeah. They're doing.
RPM also has really good actors.
Time Force, dude.
Yeah, Time Force. Space. Time Force is great. Space.
And by extension, Turbo, to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it's just an amalgamation of what you're working with here.
Lost Galaxy, I would say so, but what's her name? Maya doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that is true.
She does nothing. It's very strange.
But let's go ahead and talk about Time Force.
Oh yeah, because we just
finished that show.
It was so freaking good.
I know.
Like, dude, like that put Lightspeed to shame.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was a slaughter. But anyway, the point... Alright, so... I guess, spoiler alert for the finale.
Well, for that show.
For that show, really. God, I don't even know where to begin. The characters are written really, really well, firstly, and everybody
Yeah.
knows where they're at, what they're supposed to do. I've given my 2 cents on what I think about. Is Trip?
Yeah.
Trip, Katie, and Lucas. They're the background rangers of the season.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's sad, but I mean, I guess you have to have those characters.
Yeah, well, you don't have to.
Well, with this story, you have to.
Yeah.
It's not about them at all.
Yeah.
It's about Jen.
Yeah.
This
is. Yeah.
I admit you could have given them subplots or characters.
Well, you kind of give them subplots, or at least that they did
You
with
give them-
Katie, because she has the whole subplot about the
That's not a
time
subplot. It's an episode.
changing and blah blah blah.
Yes.
So I mean, there's that, and really, that's the only subplot that we kind of have.
Yeah.
And I feel like Katie, that actress is good. She's just not given very much to work with.
Yeah, I agree. Shit. I think the same of Lucas though.
Really?
I think if the dude had more to do, he would be better than he is in the show. But
Well,
he's just working with what he's
I
got.
don't think so, because he wasn't, when he has his moment when Alex comes back, he doesn't, he still doesn't play it right, I don't think.
Explain.
Like, he's still very, one note.
Okay.
Like, even when he's talking about, you're the one who doesn't care about the future and blah,
What
blah,
did
blah.
you ever see in that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that, by the way?
Sure. Go for
So, we have... Okay,
Yeah,
let me get this out of the way here. So we had talked about a couple months ago, about favorite Power Ranger seasons, and I had said In Space is number 1. Gonna have to watch Time Force again because that and Jungle Fury are fighting for number 2 for the number 2 spot, and
Yes.
I got to give it to Jungle Fury on that one, man, because
the war is over.
I mean, Time Force is really good, but there's a lot of downtime with what they do, and
Yeah, they're just filling episodes.
there's this huge break between when Alex comes back and the finale, where really nothing of particular importance happens.
Yeah. Nope. We
Yeah.
don't even introduce a battle.
We have no, we do actually with the Knight.
Well, is that between or
Yeah.
is that before?
No, that's between.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we do the team up episode, which was all right.
Yeah, for
yeah.
what it was.
I mean, I just like the characters interacting with each other.
At least they fucking got a team up episode, but
yeah.
I mean,
but
I don't know how I would have felt
there's-
seeing the team up with Overdrive.
there just seems to be this really weird, like, there is just downtime. Like, you could really just skip from the end of the story arc with Alex coming back to the finale, and you would miss nothing that was important except for the battleizer.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
well, maybe some of the stuff with Jen and Wes's relationship, but really that only takes about 2 episodes. Maybe. Probably
yeah,
an
I
episode and a
guess.
half, because I know that they focused on it once immediately after.
Their clip show
But-
was actually pretty well written
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. And
I'm
you
not
have
saying
good
that
scenes, man. Like, my biggest problem with Alex coming back is he's made to be unlikable because we're supposed to be rooting for Wes and Jen.
Oh, is that why?
I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah,
Because he acts like a complete dick to everybody.
yeah, he does.
Like, there's
Yeah.
not even a shred of, like what Lucas said, what did you ever see in that guy?
Yeah, we don't actually know.
And which is weird because we had been building this idea of
That's why I had
Wes
hypothesized.
is a lot like Alex, which is why, she kind of has to get over him in order to get
Yeah,
into that relationship. There was a whole scene about, he taught me how to shoot, and I wouldn't be in Time Force if it wasn't for him, and all this other stuff. None of that is present or even talked about when he comes back.
yeah. That's why I hypothesized that it was earlier in his timeline.
That doesn't make sense, though.
I disagree.
How? Like, explain to me how this works. Because you theorize that this is earlier in his timeline.
Yep.
Before he dies.
Yeah.
But he talks
Before
about
he
his...
met Jin.
Yeah, but he talks about his death, and he says that he survived.
Right, but we don't actually see that he survived. We see him fucking die.
Right.
And he has the ability to see into the future, as he's demonstrated in the show, by preventing Circuit from telling them about the finale, etc.
Yeah, but that's their future, though, not his.
No, that's his job. He
Yeah.
has to see time.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, because he has that line about, everything...
He has to
Everything you've
figure
done
out
up till
why
now.
the Rangers went into the past, because it's logged that Rangers were in the year 2002.
One.
Time Force 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Sorry. I heard 02 because of the finale or the team up for Wild Force,
Yeah.
which was okay.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, explain to me, so you're saying that it was earlier in his timeline, before he died, is the events that take place in that.
Yeah.
But the captain guy answers to him.
Okay. Answers to Wes.
Answers to Alex.
Answers to Alex, because he's higher up than he is, because he has that job to see all of time.
Right. Okay. But then, like, would he tell him all the stuff that was happening? I just don't understand how this works, because...
He monitors the time stream, because nothing can alter their timeline.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
But why...
They're a fixed point.
Yeah, but why wouldn't it be more... Wouldn't it be more necessary to make Jen fall for Alex if it's earlier in his timeline?
No. It just has to be earlier in her timeline.
Okay. I still don't get it.
Like, Alex knows that he has to die.
For the events to take place.
Yes.
Okay. But then why go back at all?
Why go back to the past?
Yeah.
What did he do? Oh, yeah, that's right. Took them charge and tried to steer the mission in the right direction because they were asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Boom.
But again, why would he do that though?
To make sure that the timeline stayed on track.
Okay. But I mean, why would he change the future though? Is my question.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he does though. Is the thing.
He has to keep it the same.
But he changes it.
How?
Bringing Wes's dad back to life.
He changes the past?
Yeah.
To alter the future?
Yeah. Because he has that line to Wes at the end of the story where he's like, we each make our own destiny. You taught me that, or whatever. It doesn't make sense.
No.
So
it's very out of character.
I just don't see where you get this theory that. I mean, it kind of does, but it also kind of doesn't. Like so he knows he has to die.
It's wibbly wobbly, Nick.
And so you theorize that this is earlier in his timeline, that he didn't actually come back from the year 3000, but from like 29 whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's like 10 years into his past.
Yeah. And that he decided that he was going to go, he has this higher ranking position, but then why go after Rancic?
Well, he has to help them.
No, at the beginning of the show. Why does he put on the Ranger suit is my question.
No, he is the Red Ranger.
Okay.
That's his job.
But he doesn't have...
He's the only Ranger.
He doesn't have a morpher, though.
Right,
he has to take Wes's.
No, Wes took his.
No, yeah, I know, but if it's earlier in his timeline, wouldn't he already have it? Still.
What?
Earlier in his timeline, wouldn't he still have the morpher?
No, he would have to have it later, after he actually got it.
But then why would he say that he's a better leader than the guy who's been leading them this whole time?
Because he's in a high-ranked position. He's like.
But
He's
so
like a, he's
you're
like a
saying
time
you're
general.
saying that the guy who's higher up than the commander who they answer to is less qualified than the actual ranger position.
What?
That's what you said.
That's not what I said.
What?
You did the opposite.
No, I just don't. I don't understand how this works. How does this make sense?
Okay, so Alex knows he has to die. In like 10 years, he sees it happen.
Yeah.
He goes to help the Rangers in 2002 and like
2001.
Yes, in their timeline, but 29 like 90, I guess 2991.
Okay.
And so he goes back in time and tries to help them capture Rancic because that's earlier in his timeline. Later on, he after he goes back to the future and lives out the remaining of his years, he's actually contacting them not from 3001.
Okay. So he would have to explain to the general because that guy would also be in the past.
Right.
I don't know.
It's wibbly wobbly.
I don't
Nick.
get it,
It's
man.
Just,
I just don't.
like I would literally have to draw you a graph.
Okay.
I will later. Not right now.
So your theory is that so it's earlier in his timeline.
Okay, so this is 1985, right?
Uh-huh.
And then this line here,
Shit.
at some point in the past, you did something to change the
So-
future, and we skewed off into an alternate reality.
So you're saying that he didn't love her then,
I'm saying,
which is why he was acting like a tool.
yeah,
Okay.
he doesn't love her until they meet at the academy, like 3 years later.
But how does that
And-
make sense?
It's earlier in his timeline, but not in hers.
Especially when later on in the season we see him, really caring about Jen. It's really only in that section that he's acting like an ass.
No.
Because he gives Wes the
Oh,
bike
yeah,
to
the
help
bike.
her.
The bike. Again, I would have to draw you a graph, Nick.
But yeah, that's your theory.
That's
I
my
don't get
theory.
it. Like,
It's earlier in his timeline. He doesn't actually die. He's actually young Alex from the past. And he goes up and meets Jen, and he tries to help them fight, and he falls for her and goes back to his timeline, waits like 3 years, meets her at the
so
academy.
you're saying
trains
that
her,
he
and
fell
real-
in love with her at the end.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Right
though.
when he died.
No, but before he left, you're saying that he loved her.
No, it would just have to be when they were
Right.
on the mission.
But doesn't that seem just odd? Like, because he knows that he has to make her fall in love with him.
He doesn't. He knows that she loves him.
No, because it's the inciting incident. That's why she goes after Rancic, is because of their relationship.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in order to make that happen, he would have to make her fall for him.
No, he knows that she loves him.
No, he knows that she will.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But he would still have to be, take steps to make sure that still happens.
Well, all he has to do is meet her at the academy and woo her. It's really simple. Especially since he's like a commanding officer.
That still makes
or something.
seem like more of a dick.
He is a dick. That's the point. That guy we saw at the beginning of the series, not actually Alex. It was a ruse.
And then, but he's there when the
emotions are real. That's
the
thing.
He's there when they get back to the year, though.
Yeah.
So it would still have to be the same. What I think happened is that they altered time, brought him back somehow.
Yeah, but how?
Instead of him dying, he just got severely injured.
That wouldn't make sense
Because
because then they
butterfly
wouldn't
effect.
be there.
Not necessarily.
No, he died right there on the battlefield. Had Jen not seen that?
But everybody else who comes back from the future goes through memory alterations.
It just says Alex.
Yeah.
It says new Alex in your reality.
I just don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I know you don't get it,
He's
Nick.
still-
It's wibbly wobbly and timey wimey, and
I don't get why he has to be unlikable though.
because we have to root for Wes and Jen.
Right, but
Because Wes is genuinely
you,
likable.
you still have to write these characters like they're supposed to be in a relationship with each other, and they distinctly do not do that.
It's debatable.
Yeah. So that's one part of my reason why I don't like it. It also doesn't make any sense him talking about, I can't tell you what changes were made so that they can understand the gravity of the situation.
He can't tell them. He has to let it happen.
Well, yeah, but still, like, the fact that he can't throw out an example, even when he's supposed to see all that could be and then all that has changed.
And I also wanted to know the limits of Circuit's. Like, at what point can you ask what's going to happen in the future? Like,
I think that
what's going to happen a month from now? That's a rather large jump. I would have said something small like, well, is it going to rain tomorrow? Is that in the future?
Well, they shouldn't have asked that question, is the thing.
Yeah.
That
That's what
episode
I'm
doesn't
saying.
make any sense.
Not at all.
Like, because, first of all, Trip is clairvoyant.
Yeah.
So
that was the big plot hole.
There's no reason that
That's-
they would even ask him. They know, especially with what Jen has been saying for a long time and what Katie's been saying, that the future can be altered. So they know that they shouldn't know what is next on the horizon.
Yeah.
So that episode just doesn't make any sense.
They're trained time officers. They should know this.
Yeah. It's very weird.
I guess we'll break it down into Rangers really quickly. Lucas, Trip, and Katie are all the same. They're fucking expendable. Jen kills it. Absolutely kills it.
It's great, man.
Great job, Aaron.
The stuff
great
with
job, Font.
Yeah, the stuff with her relationship with Wes, her relationship with Rancic, which is super super cool and interesting.
Yeah. She's the Red Ranger for the season.
Okay.
She is. Wes is the Red Ranger in training.
Okay.
He is.
Yeah.
And let's see.
And then there's Quantum.
There's the Quantum Ranger, motherfucking Eric. That guy's a dick.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be. He's the anti-hero.
That's true. He's the Punisher.
Yeah.
That's his character.
Yeah.
Then Rancic, very, very good villain.
Yeah.
One of my favorite villains, probably. Yeah. And horrifying. Good God.
Yeah.
The dude pulls a sword out of his kneecap. It is horrifying, to say the least. Nadira, she's entertaining.
Yeah.
She's
definitely. It's one of those. It's very weird because
she's like right on that line between entertaining and annoying.
Yeah.
But it's because she's annoying that she's entertaining. It's weird.
And then you have Frax.
Good God, Frax.
Yeah.
That guy.
This is the greatest thing. Like
that guy is what nightmares are made of. Literally.
Yeah.
It is frightening, and his story is awesome, and that guy has acted really awesome. I'm pretty sure it's just copy and paste the Sentai plot.
I don't think so, actually, because
no?
I'm pretty sure Frax is the main villain in the Sentai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does have that kind of Imperial look to him, doesn't he?
Yeah. And that's just based on looking at the footage. So, I don't know if that's true.
For our characters.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess we got Wes's dad, whose arc actually makes a lot of sense, and it's acted really well, and it's told really well. It's one of the highlights of the show.
But again, you get to the finale, and that is like really where the meat is. And
dude.
The big difference between this and Jungle Fury is that Time Force is very plot driven show. They know exactly what they want to do. They have a beginning, they have a middle, and they have an ending. And then they have the filler episodes to kind of bridge the gaps.
Yeah.
And then there's Jungle Fury, which is just fully character driven.
Yeah,
with absolutely. A really good plot to it. Because everything that these characters do makes sense. Nobody, I think, ever acts out of character. except for probably
I think Theo's the
Theo
closest.
kind of does it, but that's because we're not shown consistently who that guy is supposed to be,
Yeah,
especially in the filler episodes.
but Algin does a great job
Yeah,
with the character.
yeah. When they actually give him, good stuff to do, like the whole dynamic between him and Lily, talked about it to death at this point.
All right, who's the better couple, Wes and Jen or Theo and Lily? Go.
That's not fair.
It is fair.
No, it's not.
It is totally fair. They're both really well integrated stories.
I know. It's kind of tragic because Wes and Jen don't actually end up together.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
And
that's a great moment for this show.
And
God,
so,
the finale.
Yeah, the finale is great.
Anyway.
Again, the finale is better than the finale of the top three. That's not true. Is definitely better than Jungle Fury's finale.
Chase into Space.
Because we have
what was the name of Space's finale?
You know what? I know this. Countdown to Destruction.
Countdown to Destruction was pretty good.
Yeah.
Jungle Fury's finale.
Yeah.
I like
now the Final Fury.
Megaforce's finale. Endgame.
Yeah. Endgame is pretty legit, but again, I don't think it beats Time Force.
None of them, man. Like I can't think of one. That's
because you have all these characters that are interacting with each other, and all their story arcs are ended so well.
I do think that Rancic's turn at the end, spoilers, it was boring. I'm sorry, for this show, it doesn't work.
I totally get it because I've heard that complaint. I liked it a lot because it made sense.
It makes sense, but it's boring. There's so much other stuff that you can do, especially with that guy.
That's why I'm saying
just kills people.
His kill count is definitely higher.
He's
than
got 3, I think.
Yeah.
Daishi had 1. No, he doesn't kill people. He makes other people do that. He just likes to beat the shit out of people.
You know what? It's weird.
No,
because,
he killed Mao.
Yeah. That's the thing though. I feel like Daishi would kill people. It's the fact that he's in Jared's body that he doesn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, he does soul steal RJ and Weiger, but he doesn't kill them. It never gets to that point.
No, he lets them suffer.
Yeah. But that's I think that's intentional though.
I want to watch Jungle Fury.
We're gonna. Get in the box set later.
We've got to get through Wild Force.
Yeah.
Which, man, Time Force was such a high note, and Wild Force is just not.
Yeah, it doesn't follow well. It's very weird because, again, we have that shift of going from science fiction to fantasy, which we haven't had.
No, yeah.
Yet. As far as the
show.
Seasons have gone.
We get close. I think the Zeo crystals are the most fantasy this show has gotten.
Yeah, but it's still aliens attacking Earth.
Yeah, so it's alien technology. It's not magic.
Yeah, it's still...
This is straight up magic.
Yeah, this is magic.
And it kind of works. It kind of doesn't.
We're about halfway through this show. We've seen the team up between Time Force, which I think is the actual true ending to Time Force, at least tying up all the loose ends. That's why I say that Rancic's turn isn't boring, because that doesn't finish until that team up happens.
Yeah, but it's still... it just seemed like a cop-out. We're not supposed to like that guy.
Right.
We're not supposed to identify with him. His backstory is really tragic.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make him any less of a fucking villain.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like the reason they decided to do it is because, this idea of change and redemption, and you're the master of your own destiny.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Mutant orgs.
Yeah.
Mutorgs. Yeah.
I love that scene. Everything about the finale is great for Time Force. Everything. There's so many really good scenes.
Yeah.
Especially with, Wes talking to his dad right before everything gets dark.
Yeah.
In an episode that's titled The Calm Before the Storm.
Yeah.
Then there's the scene with Wes and Eric in the middle of the fight.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then when they escape the clock tower is really great. Wes or Jen confronting Rancic at the end is awesome.
Wes throwing the Space Rangers back into the future.
Time Rangers, yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? Space
Space
Rangers.
Rangers, yeah. That's what you said.
Damn it.
It's all great, and it's so well done.
It is pretty well done.
That's why I wanted you to see the end of it, and why it was such a difficult decision to say that Jungle Fury was better.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
In retrospect, and actually really dissecting it, Jungle Fury is because it has a fewer episode count, which helps it out.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't waste a whole lot of time. There are a couple of filler episodes.
Yeah, I think they're both about Theo.
No, well, a little. There's that one bad to the bone episode with Lily.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I know no shit actually happens in that one.
Okay.
I can't think of what, but
yeah, and
No.
then they actually, once the plot gets moving, they start, writing the filler episodes in ways that are still filler plots, but they have,
I would really
plot
wish
stuff happening.
Fran would have at least tried to morph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have. Well, it wouldn't have looked the same. Definitely.
No, dude, no.
The suit
I
would
wonder
be
what
different.
Fran's spirit animal is. We never actually find that out.
Yeah. It's armadillo. I don't
It's an
actually know if it's
armadillo.
I'm just saying that because that thing is prowling around with
the
the rhino.
Shut
yeah.
the hell up.
No, but
We're gonna get through Wild Force.
we're halfway
pretty
through
quick.
Wild Force. Again, doesn't follow Time Force really well. Wow.
No, not at all.
And
Not at all. And
it's weird because again, you just have that ending.
and we get
man.
Rick. We get Rick back.
Yeah, Rick Medina.
Rick Medina, who does again, he's a great character actor.
Yeah.
The Taylor could be a really interesting character if we spent literally any time on her.
Yeah.
As fucking demonstrated in the team up.
I think it's a maturity issue with the show.
Yeah, probably.
Because
I hate Max.
It's
I
writing.
hate Danny.
Yeah,
and I hate Alyssa.
It's writing these characters as more immature than they should be, because Max is talking about I'm not a kid and never give up, and Danny is really shy and not fighting whenever he loses his quote unquote girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's
show.
weird, man.
All right,
But you did like something about this show, right?
Oh yeah, dude, Black War Greymon's the best. Fucking love that guy.
Zanaku.
Yeah, Black War Greymon, he's fucking
Beard,
awesome.
Merrick, the Sixth Ranger.
It's
introduction,
literally
which is-
goddamn frame for frame Black War Greymon.
It's
I
weird
want you to
because
know.
They ripped
Because-
that guy off when they did Frontier. He is exactly Koichi. I could predict that guy's dialogue.
That guy is Black War Greymon straight down to Aru Kenimon and Mummymon in Toxica and Drax.
Yeah.
It is so
It's weird, and
I'm having flashbacks watching the show, which don't take away. Zanaku is still a really cool villain.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, he comes in there, man, just beats
Like a
the
bulldozer.
Yeah,
It is insane, and he has wolf flute. It's so cool. It's wolf dagger.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. I don't know which is cooler.
Out of the daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very weird, but it's very reminiscent to MMPR in that way.
Not really, because it's not a trumpet sound. It's an actual flute sound.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's a panpipe.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
The Time Force was a great show.
Yeah.
It is definitely worth the watch. I'm glad that Jungle Fury beat it out. I can't wait to watch that show again when we get to it.
Does that number... Where does Time Force rank for you? Because I know that...
Time Force is definitely a strong second for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's really hard to beat Jungle Fury.
Yeah. And when we're done watching all these, we're going to go ahead and rank them.
Yeah, we're gonna rank them 20 to 23 is probably where we're gonna be at.
Yeah.
Super Dino Charge. Dino Supercharge. Segue into episode 13.
Episode 13 and 14.
And 14, because holy crap, we haven't done the review in a while.
Yeah.
Alright, so episode 13, what is it called?
Sink or Swim.
Sink or Swim.
800th episode
right.
this was advertised as.
Yep. And way to go,
Wow. This is...
Way to write that check.
This is bad.
It's pretty bad.
Wow. Like, it's not terrible. Like, it's not worse than the two-thirds, but it's pretty bad.
2/3 is terrible. It's going to be really hard to beat that.
know.
800. Sink or Swim, I will say it wasn't as bad for me watching it the first time because I didn't think of it as the 800th episode. I thought,
yeah, it's
oh,
much
God.
worse when you think of it as the 800th episode.
but oh God, Ivan and Tyler, they're not bad actors. We've seen
They're
them do
not,
good things.
and they're entertaining to watch, especially their banter that they have with each other.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make any sense. It's very thinly veiled conflict, and then it's resolved like that.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
In a scene that doesn't really make any sense, because they're fighting the smokescreen monster, and they seem to be working well together, but the dialogue doesn't suggest that.
Not at all.
And then at the end of it,
True,
he's like,
we have the Sentai footage.
he's like, Ivan, we need to work together if we plan to beat this monster. Okay. And that's it.
That's
and
it. The end.
Ivan's like,
It's almost as bad as Dana.
Tyler talking about, I can't compete with the horse or the suit of armor, the fact that you're a knight and you're awesome.
Yeah.
And Ivan goes, yeah, I'm pretty cool, but I'm not the Red Ranger.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
I don't get,
that was
why
marketed.
does he say that? Like,
that would matter to that guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the Gold Ranger. Better off, he's the 6th Ranger.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't understand why they made it that way, because he's not supposed to know the significance, especially being the
guy who in the last episode rounded up a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Just to fight monsters.
Yeah, and
bunch of random fucking
he led
people.
that team, so I don't get why he's like, you're the Red Ranger, and that's important.
That matters.
Because he's been trapped. He's a man at a time, and of course he would understand the importance of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it because we've seen this show.
Yeah, we know who the Red Ranger's supposed to be.
Yeah, we know the Red Ranger's supposed to be the leader, but it just doesn't click, Yeah. And then there's the smokescreen.
Yeah.
And wow. And
yeah, stay tuned for review. Episode 13 review. Iron Bat 1993.
This is... I've said this time and time again. This is terrible. Like, the whole farting gimmick is not something that belongs in Power Rangers. It's not there.
It wasn't good when you had the T-Rex do it. It wasn't good now.
Whatever reason, this show keeps bringing it up whenever I review it. And I don't get it. Like, though this time it's a bit more lazy because, again, there's no reaction by anybody.
Nope.
To the smell. It's just kind of added into the audio of characters just saying it that are off screen. Yeah, it's very weird.
Yep. Nope, we're going to make it fart gas. Fuck you guys.
And then the one time they can use the dino gas charger and they don't do it.
Yeah.
Are you serious? You introduce that weapon, and the perfect time where it would be appropriate to use, you don't do it.
Great job.
What?
Nope. And from there we go on to episode 14.
14, which is,
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
It's not.
It's not as bad as the last one.
No, it's definitely not. We have a chase focused episode.
Yay.
That
guy gets a lot of focus, I just realized.
Well, yeah, this is because we did the focus episode, then we did which didn't really focus on him. The dual focus, which only semi-focused on him because, again,
dual.
Yeah. And then we have this episode, which pretty much focuses on him pretty well. I thought.
Yeah, it does. He's handled a lot better in this episode.
Yeah.
It still doesn't make any sense.
I do have to kind of shake my head at the whole, you did something that's not true to your heart. I was like, really? Are we doing this?
For Chase?
Yeah.
Because... this is a plot that could have worked in the last episode if, Tyler had gotten a power-up that didn't work because he had done something out of heart by getting jealous at Ivan or whatever.
That's a good point. That is a good point, yeah. Because he's not that guy, and...
Nope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you fix that episode.
Just change the character,
Just change the character
Change
focus,
it
and it's fine.
change to somebody else. But with Chase, I mean, even in this episode, that's not even the worst things that he's said to people.
Nope.
Teasing Shelby about the band thing.
No.
And even then, he's like, "You think this was my fault?"
Yeah. It's like, how could it be my fault? I am not the asshole.
I am perfect. Remember,
He is the asshole.
I've done things that have been awesome.
Remember?
So I appreciate the fact that the show is trying to make the character more likable, which he's more likable now than he was, because again, since we've come back from hiatus, we haven't been focusing on him.
Not at all.
Except for that one line in episode 13. What about teamwork? No.
Yeah. Whatever happens to teamwork. Sorry, I don't know why he sounds like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think we need a better episode. We're definitely overdue for one. And that brings us to episode 15, which is going to be a milestone for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first Halloween review you've done since... Did you do Megaforce?
I did.
Yeah, I remember.
The Megaforce one, which was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't do a whole lot.
Fighting off a monster with a pot because she was baking a pie.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a Glitcher monster. This was first season Megaforce, because we didn't get it at Halloween special last year.
That's
because
right.
All Hail Prince Vicar was episode 15.
Yeah. We had other shit to get to.
Yeah.
But anyway, stay tuned for the actual episode reviews of episodes 13 and 14, and enjoy episodes 11 and 12, which went up
today.
Earlier today. As of this recording.
I hope people, because again, I don't have internet here, my current residence, so it's going to take time for those to come out.
Yeah, but at least it's going to come out in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that, man. They have him do the gumball morph thing, but they don't have him be like, "That's not the Tiger Sword."
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have
Let's
loved
not focus
that.
on Samurai too much.
I would have loved that, man.
And I think that is a good ending point for us here. Once we start talking about Samurai, we've gone too long.
That's right, yeah. Well, I mean, we did talk about it for like an hour and a half.
We did.
I've said definitely all I've said, all I needed to say on that one.
That one show. Anyway, I'm Ice Chip Andy signing off here from the Power Chamber Podcast.
And I'm Nick, aka Iron Man 1993, and may the Power Chamber
go. Wait.
Yeah, that's not.
Sorry.
That's not what we're doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm not going to do it this time.
Really?
I promise.
Okay. And may the Power Chamber protect you.
Glorious.
Is that a slow clap, or what are you doing?
That was my clapping my hands. That was an honest...
That was so fake.
You did a wonderful job, Nick.